Hello, everyone, and welcome to another CRM Snacktime Snippet. I'm Alex Killian, the video producer here on XTIVIA's marketing team. And today we are joined again by Mike Ahrenhoersterbaeumer, the Senior Business Development Manager here at XTIVIA. Mike, thanks for joining us again.
How you doing, Alex? Thanks for having me again. Pleasure to be here.
So today we're focusing on more of the sales side. And our question for Mike today, why do sales leaders enjoy working with XTIVIA's CRM experts?
Great. It's a good question. I'm in sales, so this is an easy one for me to talk about. Truthfully, why do sales leaders, and we'll classify that. It could be a VP of sales, just depending on how the organization is structured, right? It could be a VP of sales, sales managers, sales directors, whatever. Those overseeing a team of sales reps, right? And so there's a number of different reasons why those individuals like working with XTIVIA. Number one is our experience, right? We have done hundreds of CRM implementations, whether that's Salesforce, Microsoft, other products, whatever it is. I always say we've kind of seen it all and done it all, right? But we have done more sales related implementations than any other type, right? And that's happenstance, right? I mean, CRM used to be just sales automation, right? And it evolved from there. So we have worked with sales teams of all shapes, all sizes, structured differently, right? Whether they're regionally based, whether they're inside sales versus outside sales, or a combination of both, right? We have worked with all those types of organizations. And because of that, we know how sales folks tend to operate. Sometimes those individuals can get frustrated easily because they want to focus on doing their job, which is to sell and make more money for their business and ultimately make more money for themselves, right? That's a lot of reasons why you work, to support yourself, support your family, all that stuff. And so with that though, like a lot of times salespeople may look at a CRM as a hindrance, right? I don't have the time to be putting this data into the system, right? I need to focus on getting on the phone, send an email, getting out in front of customers and prospects. So they look at CRM as just another thing that's going to get in their way, right? We've dealt with all that. We know what that looks like. We know how to get around that. There's different little things that you can do to make it part of the rep's job that they enjoy, because it is a help to them. Once you kind of can get that through their heads that, look, this isn't going to hurt you. This isn't going to take time away from you doing the job. This is going to put more time on your plate to try to go bring in more business, right? And sales leaders like that. They don't want to hear their team complaining all the time about this and that and having to do this. So if we can give them ways to increase the happiness and increase the productivity of their contributors, their reps, that's a big, big win, both for the individuals and the managers, those sales leaders, right? But it's not just that. We've worked with sales folks, sales teams in all different industries. Everybody's sales process is a little bit different. Nobody's doubting that, but we've done a lot of different things to really help with that. And we've seen it all. We've done it all. We know what those issues are that we can run into. We know what those roadblocks are that we have to get around, right? We know the things to do, the best practices to put in place to help with that. Whether that's customizing the system to automate some processes, making it easier to use, right? A lot of times customers, when they're using disparate systems, they have a CRM, they have an ERP system, something that client or sales reps, especially those that go on site to customers, they want to know, hey, are they late on any payments? When's the last time, what's the last thing they bought from us? Have they missed any invoices? What products, what SKUs have they bought from us, right? A lot of that information is housed in their financial system more so. So what does that do? If a sales rep wants to know that information and they don't have access to the ERP, they're having to pick up the phone, they're having to send emails to somebody back in the office to pester them to get that information. So not only does that take time away from the sales rep, that takes time away from the individuals in the office that then have to go find that information and provide that data to the sales rep. So we always recommend and work with countless number of ERP and accounting systems to sync it up, right? Give some of that data. What's the relevant data that your sales team needs to do their job and call on their customers? Okay, that data is in the ERP. Let's sync it down to CRM. So then that way, they don't have to go call on somebody in the office, take time doing that. They can just pull up their phone and go look in their CRM, and they can see all the products and SKUs they bought. They can see all the payment history. They can see that data. All of those things are little wins that you can provide for your sales teams to make them more efficient, make them more productive, and not take away time from the individuals in the office that need to go look that data up, right? So that's a big one, right? And then there's a lot of just kind of the standard ones, right? We provide very tailored training, right? So it's not just here's your CRM and all the cool stuff you can do with it. This is your organization CRM. We're going to focus that training on you, the individual, and how it's going to help you do your job. Not a system-wide thing, not a company-wide thing. We're only focused on what's going to make you more productive in your individual sales contributor role, or for training sales managers, sales directors. We're going to want to know, what do they want to see? What's important to them? And we're going to train those folks on what's important to them. Separating those groups out when it comes to training makes the training so much more productive, because then you don't have people sitting there tuning out because they know that, hey, this doesn't apply to me, right? So making the training very tailored to the role is very vital, and something that we do every day when we're rolling customers out on new functionality or new CRMs, right? And then again, it kind of comes with ongoing support, but we're easy to deal with. Like if you speak to any of our developers, we're all very nice, very friendly people. But in the same breath, we are going to fight for what's right. What I mean by that is that a lot of times sales leaders may have something in their head that, hey, this is what I want, this is how I want it, right? And that's fine. We're happy to do that, but we have a lot of experience in this, right? And so we know if that sales leader is bringing in a request and there's a better way to do it, or there might be a way that, hey, up front, it might take a little more effort, but when you talk about 6 months from now, 12 months from now, if you want to make any subtle changes to this and the business is going to continue to evolve, if we do it your way, it's going to be a lot more headache to alter that, right? And that's what I mean by that. We'll do what you want, but not before we're going to bring best practices to the table, recommendations to the table, and present that in a way that, like, look, we're letting you know this is the right way to do it. We know how to do it. This is what we would recommend. If you don't feel that way, we'll oblige, but we're making our comments and our thoughts known first. Some sales leaders, they don't always like being told no. But, in the long run, it's a big win, and they're not going to regret that. Some sales leaders really appreciate that, right? Again, some don't like being told a certain thing, but we're always honest with everything that we do. And that's something that can always be appreciated. Easy to deal with. We're flexible. We know the industry. We know how sales works. We as an organization use CRM day in, day out for our sales team, and it's tailored towards us. We have dealt with sales teams that have hundreds of sales reps, and we've dealt with sales teams that have a handful, right? Everybody works a little bit differently, but we know what it takes to succeed and how to do it right. And that, more importantly than anything else, is why sales leaders do like working with XTIVIA CRM experts. So, and if any sales leaders out there watch this video, I'd be more than happy to take your call and talk to you about how we can help. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mike. As Mike mentioned, if you have any further questions or want to discuss an implementation, please reach out. And please come back next week for another CRM Snacktime Snippet. Thanks so much, everyone.